be down to the execution from the side of King's Vanguard. There needs to be trust. Trust is a must for this particular team if King's Vanguard wants to do something out of this match.
Exactly, execution. So far on the first game, the execution here for KGV somehow predictable.
Matilda.
And now, okay, there you go, Matilda. They won't give this one up, and we've seen also the Lucas. For sure, Lucas will be banned here.
Definitely.
Except RSG want to use this one.
Yeah,
KGV.
but right now, if King's Vanguard go ahead and ban Lucas right here, is basically giving a free ban over the side of RSG, right? But Kimi will be the first ban coming out from Drew H. Wise choice right there.
Okay, Jay though is very flexible. You've mentioned, of course, right? He has been Guinevere, and you also somehow you can also use the Valier itself. It's really unorthodox. So I'm believing, of course, Jay could pull out this one through. It's gonna be difficult indeed for KGV, not only just to ban the meta heroes here, comfort heroes as well for RSG. It's difficult to really counter this team right now.
And what I like about the side of RSG is that yeah, there you go. That's the Lucas ban that I was talking about. Not gonna give it up, not gonna let you down, gonna turn around and deserve you or something. I can't remember lyrics, but you guys get the point. Lucas gonna be not gonna be able to be played in this match at all. They're gonna deny it away from King's Vanguard.
It's really
Sorry, I just rickrolled everybody on the internet.
KGV on the other side. Okay, Joy. Yeah.
Joy was actually kind of surprisingly forgotten in the first match, right?
Yes.
With her recent buffs as well, you start to see her being played a lot more. That AOE, that snowball potential. It wasn't being. I'm actually surprised that Joe H did not select the Joy in that particular game.
Correct.
Could basically easily counter that. Can basically run down Farsa.
Now that you mention it, of course, you're mentioning right. Bao was way far ahead with this Joy.
Need somebody to catch him up.
Okay then. So since this is the game 2, I think there's so many things. This is why we're going to highlight the drafting phase is really important as well, and how these teams are going to execute the game. And now, of course, Kalea has been taken down here with the side of RSG. First pick, though, there's so many first pick potentials here. You can go for the Zushin. Again, Zushin has been considered as one of the first picks. Phobius also actually for compared to the last week. Yeah,
wow.
Last week.
What's
actually,
this last season 8?
No, it's still one of the most picked heroes as well.
Yeah,
Phobius one.
Definitely.
And most contested. So, KGV.
KGV right here. One more ban. The Suyo also available if they really want to respect. There's also the Fanny ban that they're gonna that they might want to ban it out if they want to respect the Yawn. But now they're just gonna basically just a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction. The Hayabusa. They have no answer to it.
So Fanny.
They need to try to protect the
there you go.
Stain, and there you go. RSG snap picking that chip right off away, going in the hands of Jay. Now, if you give a doctor a scalpel, imagine what he could do with a saw. He'll cut your limbs away, but he'll amputate. He's gonna literally amputate King's Vanguard right there.
Okay, first time I think. This is gonna be the first time I think we are going to see a chip being considered in the draft, in the roster here.
Yeah, chip almost like, look at that, 19 ban. Actually, he has 19
exactly.
bans. He has never picked at all, almost 100% ban in MPL Singapore. And there you go, RSG will take that up because his mobility, his recent buff as well, is way too annoying. And now, KGV will go to prioritize on the Moskov. Valentina being selected, try to take that ultimate away.
Okay then, okay. So at least they have the counter here as well for the side of KGV and Fanny as well. Wow, so many most banned heroes that we have been seeing on last week now opens up here in this second game. This is pretty good, but they need to have somehow of the control here as well for the side of KGV. Okay, first game we've seen the lack of control from this guy, but KGV right now they have Valentina again, Liechtenstein on the Moskov. They have the split push, but can they counter this incredible lineup here coming in from RSG?
Yeah, you talk about split pushers, right? I like how Moskov being selected to counteract against Yawn's Fanny. But if you ban away Yawn's Fanny in the first match, rest assured Yawn is crazy on this Fanny, right? He's gonna jump onto you even before you're ready. Now your split push potential is easily countered by a split push Fanny, and on top of that, in order to overload the Valentina, you give her a lot of these ultimates. Now, which ultimate do you want to pick? You want to pick the ultimate from Badang? Do you want to pick the ultimate from the Chip?
Chip.
Or even potentially something else? King's Vanguard responds with a Gato Kacha, which is a very good counter against Chip's ultimate.
True.
Because every time when people congregate into somebody, you want to use your AOG to catch or basically to zone people
Correct.
away as your team retreats.
But this highlights right now that KGV is kind of defensive in a way. So
They're definitely on the defensive.
yeah,
They're basically reacting to game number one.
exactly. Again, RSG is still going to dictate this game for sure.
Frederick,
But Fredrin, yeah, I think Fredrin.
they know something.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely know something.
Fredrin's pretty good ban for me because one ship, of course, going to for the teleport, Fredrin can really easily be the vanguard for that one for the side of
Yeah.
KGV. But on the other side, okay, they are taking out Major
Yeah.
Farsa is out this time around. So Valentina, you have a Moskov, you have a Garakacha. With the jungle here.
Oh, RSG. That Baxia ban, truly telling.
I don't know if you've seen last week's game. There's a
Uh-huh.
pocket pick coming in from Absolute Zero,
Uh-huh,
Abaxia, and Estes.
Yeah.
Oh, what the?
I counter
that
your
was-
heal and I have heals.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so RSG, they're hinting that they kind of want to go for a lot more regen-y kind of heroes,
Mhm.
right? Like what? But then again, your
Arlot? Oh, yeah. It's a great counter as well.
Yeah.
The final slash. Ah, yeah. How
Yep.
can I forget? Because we really rarely see a chip on game. But then again, I would like to highlight KGV. They know how to counter this chip with the way how they pick this
yeah,
one.
I would definitely agree with you now. The Arlot is really just nice coming out from Joe H. At least you can start to feel that he's taking charge in terms of this draft in game number 2 this time around. The Arlot truly a wonderful pick against the likes of Chip, you likes of Fanny as well. You can fly in and sweep, and
Yep.
then you perma lock her down. RSG needs to respond to this particular draft with these 2 remaining picks.
But don't you think Jace is the side of Moscow here, Liechtenstein, is kind of vulnerable? He's a perfect target for the Fanny, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is the only thing I want to highlight here. The KGV, they do have so plenty of counter with this chip, with this team fight, but they're vulnerable on their gold lane here.
Mm.
Oh, okay, Vexana.
Yeah, Roy's Vexana, and then after that, you just have to try to counter, right? If you already gonna get stun locked by the Gatokacha by Arlot, now on the top of maintaining the theme of overloading that Valentina's ultimate, now I am you. Which one do you take, right? You cannot be everybody. You can only be one person. So Vexana's ultimate will do the job. The additional body for King's Vanguard to be a little bit distracted is definitely amazing, and I like this. Akai coming out from the side of Super Ryan. Man, I'm loving this draft, right? This particular game number 2 draft. There's
Wow.
so many amazing responses coming out of Drew H this time around.
I'm looking forward to how they execute. Okay, the draft
Yes,
is pretty
yes,
good.
yes, yes.
Now execution. You
Yes.
mentioned this a while ago. How will KGV now execute this game? They have a perfect now. Let's just say a draft. We can really go at par with this draft coming in from RSG.
Yeah, definitely. I'm putting a lot more chips right here. No pun intended for the side of RSG, but I'm putting more chips right here for the side of for King's Vanguard, right? This draft looks amazing, right? Now
Yeah.
they've got so many ways to disengage. There's so many CCs, and now it's all about how RSG they have to play smart around this roster.
But I believe RSG going to be very aggressive here in the early stage of the game. They
have
must
to.
have. They
have
have
to.
to. They don't want this KGV to be complacent in this kind of draft right now. And now here we go, Jays. Looking forward. KGV versus the side of RSG. Game 2 here in our week 2.
There's so many exciting things to take note about RSG SG and King's Vanguard. 1-1 taking the stage once again. You get to see the chip almost permaban in MPL Singapore, and now making a return in game number 2 for RSG. Man, there's so many things to talk about. If I could basically write a thesis out of this particular game.
But we are going to talk about this chip right now because the first moment we see RSG locking in the chip, King's Vanguard ultimately just picks again those counters here. We have seen now the Godkacha being picked, the Valentina being picked here as well. But if you're Valentina, if you're Walker Knuckle, you've mentioned overload this hero, this player, which ultimates is going to prioritize here. He's going to give him the pressure as well on how this decision making will be executed here.
Yeah, speaking about pressure, you can see RSG putting a lot of pressure down in the bottom lane already. The mobility of Jay shows himself in the mid King's Vanguard, they need to basically try to react against this crazy rotations coming out from RSG because Liechtenstein needs some help.
I agree. Liechtenstein indeed needs some help here. Look at CS as well. This is a pretty good matchup for both. Both have a great certain range as well, and I think CS is going to be very safe at this moment in time for RSG. King's Vanguard, however, here, will this
Ooh.
defensive play be enough though?
We saw that, Yon. That's a mistake. We saw that. But yeah, you can start to see that, you know, RSG is trying to make a lot of moves around the King's Vanguard right here. King's Vanguard, on the other hand, constantly getting involved, but Jay stepping forward just a little bit more. Nice disengage coming out for King's Vanguard for now.
I thought that was going to be a 4-team fight there, but of course, aggressive control from both teams. And meanwhile, the turtle is up right now. Everyone has the vision around that area. And this is going to be a convergence here. Look at this one, Nandez already going to take the turtle.
Nandez, you know, we talk about how he's a little bit uncomfortable on the fighter junglers. You see how he would want to tank jungler instead. It's going to be first turtle given over the side of Vanguard. An excuse for RSG. They're not going to put on the excuse just yet.
Wow, I think RSG, both games we're seeing here, they're not prioritizing actually the objectives right now. They're looking for the right moment to pounce in. But so far, the chip haven't got yet the teleport. And I'm expecting here once the teleport is activated, that's going to be the mayhem starting here in this game.
Yep, good call coming up by RSG. They're not gonna, they're not in a position to fight. They don't have Jace level 4, so they're just, okay, you know what, let's give the turtle, let's bide out time for now.
Wow, imagine if the teleport is going to be there. Usually I've seen Walker Knockout going to, as you can see, he's stalling already the ultimate here, just in case. Oh, there you go.
AOG right on the spot at the same time. Ro gets locked down just a little bit, and now he's going to be Knockout summoning the Goon Squad. At the same time, Chip also activating his own. It's going to be a massive brawl right in the mid lane at the same time, and okay, CS takes it to the skies. Super Ryan single dot away. CS will also pick that up for just another picking, another dessert for the side of CS, and now Nandez getting penned right down by Closer as well. CS trying to output the damage. Nandez dashes over the wall, and RSG is a 3-man down for that scuffle.
Oh, RSG OMJ just commented here, CS has to play very safe, but then he's in the middle of the team fight there, man. He's there. He got a double as well. And now Liechtenstein, again, he has the freedom to take this lane, but that was the fight that we have been expecting a while back. Remember, of course, the teleport has been committed there. Same thing, Walker Knuckle going to dictate that one with that ultimate as well. With the brawl comes in, so many defensive skill sets coming in from King's Vanguard on how to counter the team fight.
Yeah, and this roster, this matchup actually favors King's Vanguard a lot more. Remember, we talk about how, you know, King's Vanguard, they're strong with the 5v5s as long as Liechtenstein joined the fight. Even though Liechtenstein did not join the fight, but there you go, there's a replay.
There you go. Yeah, this is gonna be now the initiations coming in from King's Vanguard. As the moment the teleports come in, there's the counter coming in from King's Vanguard. The battle's been split here, but look at Jan, how he zigzagged his way just to pick the right target's backline.
Oh, hold on a second, the fight's already going on. It's going to be this time round RSG controlling the turtle pit for now with the help of the chip. A lot of ultimates being expended for the side of RSG to gain the real estate, but King's Vanguard losing one.
Okay, this is a win here for the side of RSG, but again, Liechtenstein going to go for the split push, which,
Look at Nandez right there, but that's a big fat Arkai that could refuse to die. Takes a little bit long and now buys a little bit more time for the side of King and Vanguard to try to reinforce. Closer over here, gets stuck on the wall, and now will not be able to jump away. Jay coming in to reinforce, but hold on a second, King's Vanguard, that's a juicy target that they let go easily.
They survive.
I do not know how close to survive that.
What's the damage? And look how CS managed to take the turret on the top side as well. King's Vanguard. Oh, unfortunately there for Nandez. He's been caught. And there's no retribution there we've seen coming in from King's Vanguard to take anyone from the side of RSG.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, you know, Liechtenstein was able to secure a bottom lane. You want to also talk about, you know, how the 1-1 technically doesn't need boots at all, so you can invest more money into your components quickly. And if you see the item, if you take a look at the items earlier, Liechtenstein and CS already secured their own corrosive scythe, but Liechtenstein has boots. So that's something that, you know, even though, yes, King's Vanguard kind of looks like in the head in terms of the lead with these objective takes and also the first turtle, RSG is getting more value out of their gold.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Jay. I think this is a better game still for the side of Kings of Vanguard compared to game one. I think they adjusted really well, and look at how the draft alone can change the tempo here. Now,
Definitely.
we've seen Kings Vanguard securing objectives. They have also securing team fights that they are in favor here, but RSG on the other side, they had plans of their own. They're still being aggressive here, and Kings Vanguard still being the defensive at this moment. Look at Yon.
Oh,
Okay.
will not be able to jump onto Walker Knuckle as of yet. Does have the Vexana ultimate. They need to play around that one. And Walker Knuckle right here, holding on to the Vexana ultimate as well would be invaluable going into this turtle fight.
Okay, RSG spotted, of course, is controlling this area. Already in Bao is there. Remember, the ultimate's pretty much ready for both teams here. The question is, who is going to initiate this team fight? Now Nandez is in the turtle. Look at the positioning though, coming in from Jay. It's pretty good, I love it. He's on the flanks here, now going to charge in.
They're going to charge in right here, but don't forget, Jay can easily summon the Goon Squad all together. But then again, you see how Kings Vanguard gives a little white bread right there. Jay taking a lot of attention right here, and now Kings Vanguard going to invest everything into Jay. The spin, the wall, the turtle being taken down by RSG right here. The fight still ensues though. Yon coming in, but the wall coming up from closer is actually affecting a lot in terms of the anti-synergy. Yon trying to dash, misses the cable right here. Take down Super Raya at the same time. Walker Knuckle kites all the way back. RSG. This is a very messy fight coming out from both these two teams.
Very messy, but the sustain is there coming in from RSG. How in the world again? Kings Vanguard, they have so many kits there, but the finishing blow is not really available for the side of KGV.
Yes. Oh, he's going to tempt fate just a little bit longer, but then again, it's going to be Luxus taking Chip down. CS down a little bit low, just in the nick of time. Jay sacrificing himself, make sure that CS stays alive.
Again, they need to target Lucian Sane here, but look at Yon. He did? He stole? Yeah, I believe he did.
Now there's the purple though, but he's down low. RSG is actually encroaching into the territory of King's Vanguard, and they're not comfortable with it. The mobility coming out from Yon, and Yon, they know RSG knows that this is a very tanky team coming out of King's Vanguard, right? They've got Super Ryan on the regen. They've also got Akai. They also got Bao. So now RSG, they need to rely on mostly DPS, like CS, like closer burst coming out from Roy, and also Yon doesn't work on King's Vanguard anymore.
Oh man! And now RSG here. I think we've seen right now that the King's Vanguard, yes, they are very tanky, but then again, they don't have the damage on their side here as well. They're really relying so much for Liechtenstein. As you can see in the itemizations here, okay, Corrosion site is here already for Liechtenstein, but they still needs the DHS compared here with the side of CS. CS secured also the Sea Halberd. As you mentioned, very tanky. This is one of the items they need to counter this one up.
Yeah, like, look at the items. There's a lot of defensive items coming out from the side of King's Vanguard, right? Super Ryan building on the Thunderbelt needs time to stack. And the more that, RSG is not showing themselves into these team fights, Super Ryan can't stack his Thunderbelt.
This is going to be difficult indeed for the side of King's Vanguard here. They must need to have that finishing blow in order for them to really win the major team fights. And look at this one. They know the target on the top side. This is the threat. The Liechtenstein is really the threat. They need to pick him off here, but I think RSG is just doing some diversion plays here.
Jay, concealed play coming in and also try to distract King's Vanguard just a little bit longer. Jay jumping onto King Anandes for now. Walker Knuckle backs off right here. You can see the hesitation coming off from King's Vanguard. At the same time, Yon just deals with Ryan. Spin for the win right here. The reject coming up from the War Axe as you saw, but Jay is still distracting King's Vanguard from actually taking the purple buff. So many distractions coming up from RSG, and now they're gonna strike. Bao will be the victim right here. AOG all the way back to the safety as Yon and Jay just distracting King's Vanguard with everything in the book, and King's Vanguard don't know how to react to RSG.
Again, the outplay coming in from RSG here. Oh, Nandez is going to be the target.
Nandez tries to basically spin for the win right here. He has one mind and one mind only to go into the Lord Pit, but the battle of the ultimates of the Vexana not allowing King's Vanguard to basically encroach onto the Lord territory. This Lord is RSG's.
RSG again, beautiful execution. This is going to be the split push on the bot side coming from Yon. Everyone from King's Vanguard just focusing entirely in that area while they're taking out the Lord. it's really good for RSG to have this kind of macro gameplay
Yeah.
against King's Vanguard.
Yeah, you're right. RSG is literally out macroing King's Vanguard, right? Yeah, King's Vanguard, undoubtedly they have skill because they are able to micro, they're able to win fights. But now it's just RSG just dangling carrots all across the place. Now King's Vanguard is falling apart.
Oh, the Lord is now marching through here in the bot side. All lanes are being pressured here. This is going to be a defense coming in from King's Vanguard right now. Will they be able to do so? And look at the split push to the top side here and just yawn. Just clearly just having his time of his life there. King's Vanguard cannot do anything about this.
King's Vanguard, they're anticipating a fight right there. They don't dare to split. RSG abusing that fact. Shove up top. And now
Stun!
there's a stun coming out from Liechtenstein, trying to deal all the way.
Oh!
Finally goes down for the count. There's also Vexana ultimate coming out from the same time at the same time. Nandes using a defensive heavy spin, trying to heavy spin all the way out of there. King's Vanguard still takes down Jay though.
Brian has been taken down here and Bao trying to back away as well. Will they be able to defend though? This is just RSG again. This pressure is making King's Vanguard just this many decisions, just reacting in every way.
It's just butterfly effects coming up from RSG, right? Like Jay sacrificing himself, being able to penetrate down mid is, I think, is a good one. But now if RSG try to take down the top side turret as well, CS gets a little bit closer, a nice wall, but he's got to Walker Knuckle punishing him for that one.
Oh, that's gonna be unfortunate here. Roy doesn't have that ultimate at that moment. He dives in. And unfortunately there for RSG, yes, they still have the upper hand here, don't get me wrong, but King's Vanguard, this is very alarming in this kind of situation right now. Both sides, all sides rather, don't have the alert hearts anymore. And Liechtenstein, it's not going to be a free lane for this guy at this moment.
Yeah, right now all trust has to be placed into Liechtenstein. He's the only one who would be capable on stunning Jay to output the damage to try to DPS RSG down. But RSG on the other hand, you know, they've done permanent damage down in the bottom lane, opening up the bottom lane for themselves.
Only one turret, Jay. Only one turret has been secured here by King's Vanguard. And this is going to be difficult here. And as mentioned, right, it's not going to be easy now for Liechtenstein to just go split push. Because again, Fanny is in the vicinity. It's going to be easy for them to just pick off a lone wolf here in this area. And now King's Vanguard. What is going to be their decision here? Will they go for the Lord? Remember, the positioning, they're just everywhere here. They're just everywhere. RSG just controlling the map.
Yeah, look at how King's Vanguard, they don't even dare to go into the river. See how spread out RSG is, basically giving information. They have full map control, and King's Vanguard doesn't know how to react. Jay just pops a conceal, reviews Val right there, but RSG knows this Lord is theirs. Top lane, King's Vanguard is too busy defending.
Okay, I think this is, I can say, the best decision that King's Vanguard could have. They must not force that team fight there on the Lord. But however, they must be wary of the destroyed inhibitor turret on the bot side. It could be easily be split pushed here by Yon as well. But when it comes to the defense though, again, we've mentioned on the draft, there's so plenty of kits. They have the Whirlwind Dance, they have the AOG there just to counter these incredible team fights, but they have to look out for these surprises coming in from the teleports, coming in from split push, coming in from Yon.
Yep, the Lord marching down bot at the same time. Jay showing presence. He doesn't care about King's Vanguard. He knows there's not enough damage into Mariah Bao and also Nandes at the same time. So he's just trying to poke, but CS takes down topside at the same time. Where is the engage coming out from King's Vanguard? I don't see it, Deadeye.
No, I don't think King's Vanguard is going to force this issue. Oi! Oi! What?
Two ultimates being burned away.
What?
Missed. RSG. Man, they're gonna take it. We take those wins!
My eyes are dead? Are dead eye? What did oh, there you go!
Okay, now it's going to be RSG time to strike at the same time. Liechtenstein goes into the Wind of Nature at the same time. Yon will be able to get out of there, and now RSG try to crack the mid lane open, but he finds himself a little bit of trouble right here.
Oh, SOD!
Right at the same time, Liechtenstein will take it. Anyway, CS trying to find a way to get into the air, but he doesn't really have an opportunity to jump, and now it's going to be Liechtenstein, but CS outputting the damage against Liechtenstein. Two men for the side of RSG down. King's Vanguard, they will take those for now.
Minions? Okay, what is that exchange, Jay? What just happened? Two big ultimates expanded coming in from King's Vanguard, but they managed to defend still and get the kill.
Man, I kid you not. Luck is a skill as we take a look at his replay.
Oh, yeah, imagine this one, and now it is Nandez actually just controlling the back lines, and just like that, follow-up comes through. This was a surprise coming in from Liechtenstein there with that incredible SOD, cutting off their escape in this kind of situation. But King's Vanguard, that decision just really turns the tide of the battle here, that they can still fight.
Yeah, definitely, right? But right here, yeah, they're leading with 8k goal lead, but you don't want to squander that away, obviously, right? But you can start to see Liechtenstein's comfort on this Moskov, and it starts to show, right? CS wasn't able to jump into the air. Had he had the ability to do that, to use his ultimate, I think King's Vanguard would be doomed. But yeah, King's Vanguard was just lucky, and as I want to mention, luck is a skill.
Skill, yes.
Luck is a superpower.
It's a superpower. But imagine if that final slash and that ultimate coming in from Vexana were available at that moment as well. Oh man, this is just an insane exchanges of fights coming in from both teams here. It only shows here King's Vanguard are not is not a team that could be easily swaying through here. And look at this one, RSG with this Lord. This is now the Evolved Lord,
Yeah.
I believe. So this is really, really strong right now for their siege later on. But King's Vanguard, I believe, Jay, they're still going to be on the defensive end here, but now they must use their ultimates at that right moment here.
Definitely, right? Luckily for Super Ryan, your final slash, the cooldown's a little bit short. So you saw that earlier sequence, he used it twice. Walker Knuckle, your the Vexana ultimate, the value is not only just the fact that you have your 6 body, right? The value is the knock-up, right? Which made King's Vanguard kind of squander it away just a little bit. But RSG on the other hand, right here, like what we mentioned, total map control, controlling the Lord pit, taking the Lord for themselves, and then sending up top.
There you go. King's Vanguard on the verge of the upcoming siege coming in from RSG. And we've seen Nandez with this heavy spin can have a great utility here just to fend off the damage dealers, the back line. So we are going to look out for this Akai on this next move.
Jay goes into conceal. Lord already up top, and now RSG tried to work onto this turret in the mid lane at the same time. Yon threatening to jump onto Liechtenstein.
Okay.
But then again, it's going to be King's Vanguard. The AOE manages to clear off the Lord and defend with a little bit of health in the mid lane turret.
Okay, they're playing it safe for now, but Nandez is
out. He's out. It's not going to be able. He has to dash away, but nice. Super Ryan. The members of RSG getting caught off guard just a little bit more, and now at the very least, RSG manages to take away the mid lane turret, all because of Chip's ultimate to try to disengage.
Wow, little by little there, Jays. Little by little, RSG is gonna take out this last inhibitor turret against King's Vanguard. If you right now, I'm seeing King's Vanguard here is trying to make a miracle play here. Will they be able to do so? I mean, they don't have that mobility to do such risky plays here. If they are going to commit on this kind of stage right now, it's going to be difficult for them to return back into the base and going to defend the throne here.
Yeah. RSG just couldn't end that game earlier just now, even with the Evolved Lord. They have to wait for another 48 seconds for the Lord to come back up. King's Vanguard, I think they had half the mind to basically set up a trap right there just a little bit.
Yeah.
Saw, but RSG's not biting it because they have full map vision, no control because of CS just in that bush seeing everything.
Yeah, the safe way here for the side of RSG is again to take the Lord in this kind of situation. Now we are seeing King's Vanguard as well holding their base here as much as they could. And now look at the itemizations. Yeah, you mentioned most of this one are defensive items. The only damage dealer we see here is actually a CS. And now we talk about the Thunder Belt as well, Jay. At this moment, 20 minutes at least, maybe at least 10 stacks there for the Thunder Belt. So will this be enough though? I mean, Super Ryan, he has the final slash. Final slash can initiate team fights, set the place there, follow up with bow on that AOG. Still, we are going to look out the damage. Is Liechtenstein could be able to pull this one through? Walker Knuckle is the next one here for the side of King's Vanguard to at least dish out the necessary damage as well. However, RSG, they have plenty of options here. Going full all in, go for split push. They also have the Lord here in this kind of situation. And at this moment in time, the siege and the fight will come after this Lord.
no way that King's Vanguard one handshake that team fight.
Yeah.
No, giving that lord. King's Vanguard is telling me, yep, send in your horses, send in your lords. We will protect this particular core right here in their base. That wasn't supposed to rhyme, by the way.
Look at the immortalities has been used already. Liechtenstein doesn't have. Okay, there you go. I was about to ask, is going to have anything of a defensive item? I do believe that's a Winter's Crown being bought here by the side of Liechtenstein. So they need to hold as long as possible, or at least get some counter kills here if they want to defend this one. There you go. This is now the Lord Jace, and we're going to expect a team fight or an end game.
Spin for the win. Try to put the pressure there. That's the super. That's the final that you're looking out for. And now it's also going to be the Vexana ultimate coming up for King's Vanguard, trying to hold on just a little bit longer. But the Lord is still healthy. Yawn is going down low, and now they're trying to force it on the core instead. And RSG. That's game number 2.
Wow, that was still very hard for King's Vanguard to really defend that one. I've seen Nandes on that last sequence though. He's pushing away CS on that team fight. But, you know, the rest of the team still has the kit to do so to finish the game, unfortunately there. But look at this one, RSG still sweeping the series, still on the top, and they're looking good.
Yeah, game 2 definitely looks a lot better for King's Vanguard, mind you. But also, you know, RSG, had that team fight just went like 1 or 2 seconds longer, RSG would have been dead. Because Yawn made the snap decision to try to push for that core instead. So it's a really well macro play coming out from RSG. The experience really started to show.
Yeah, and we've seen right now on this series itself, the draft is really important here. Execution-wise and how to counter also your opponent is very important as well. And KGV did some they adapted on that game there on the game 2. But then again, so I mentioned experiences there, and as well as decision making. Man, this is incredible for the side of RSG and how they pulled this one through. But man, this series, RSG SG is now on the top, if I'm not mistaken, because they do have 2 sweeps already. Wow.
So I really like, you know, what we're seeing coming up from both these 2 teams, right? Not only just RSG, definitely they're the stronger ones this time around, but King's Vanguard will have to go back to the castle to lick their wounds just a little bit longer, as, you know, I think there's a lot of learnings that King's Vanguard can definitely take back. As we talked you through about the statistics earlier just now for that particular game, you will still you just see the fact that, you know, the Thunderbelt, the defensive items coming in from the side of RSG, King's Vanguard, RSG also wise itemizations coming out from Yawn as well. That War Axe, that Thorn Blade armor at the same time.
Speaking of these itemizations, right? As you can see, so many defensive items for the side of KGV. We've mentioned, of course, they do have, they are very tanky lineup, but where's the damage coming out from? So they have to rely for Liechtenstein, they have to rely for Walker Knuckle alone. But on that last sequence, even though Nandes giving so many space with that heavy spin against CS, the rest of the teams here can really still pack a punch. Roy, Closer, as well as Yawn, dish out incredible damage.
Yeah, and even though you can sense the anti-synergy, because Closer you have the wall, and Yawn needs that free real estate. He's a free roam chicken, right? You need to let him run, alright? Because the last thing you need is Closer setting up a wall, and the Fanny just spins right into it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the Fanny gets caught off guard, and then after that she gets busted down. That's a few instances that you see King's Vanguard using that against RSG, but RSG has managed to recover just a little bit more. You can see the sets coming out from Super Ryan. Wonderful, by the way.
Yeah.
And the follow-up from Walker Knuckle. They know what they need to do, and they try to execute that wombo combo, but unfortunately, RSG managed to survive quite a few numbers of that.
I think there were some skirmishes that we have seen, Jay, that RSG was caught off guard, but they still managed to survive and escape. That's why I'm trying to find out where's the damage coming from here. As you can see, it's, as expected, Walker Knuckle and Liechtenstein has the most damage here in the team of KGV. Without this this 3 alone could not be able to finish the play. They do have so many defensive skill sets there, utilities as well. After this wombo combo, stun locks there without a finishing blow, it's just isn't enough here for KGV.
Yep, definitely. KGV. Well, congratulations to RSG. Taking that match in I would even say it's a dominating series, right?
Yep.
At least game one is it's kind of dominating. Game number two, you can start to see a bit of a fighting chance coming up side of King's Vanguard if they actually hung on a little bit longer. Because Walker Knuckle, that positioning is actually quite nutty, man.
Yeah. His performance is actually pretty good. Not only game two, game one as well. So that's why I'm looking forward for KGV here and
Yep.
how they're going to adopt this lineup. But Walker Knuckle, I'm going to highlight Nandez. However, we mentioned right, his hero pool is more of a fighter, frontliner, junglers there.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to how he be able to use the assassin types as
Yeah.
well, damage dealers.
Yeah, exactly, right. Because we did kind of point out that Nandez is. You can clearly see that, not say clearly see, but how I'm seeing this particular game is that he's not really comfortable with fighter tanks, right? When you pick up Nakai, what I want to see more is heavy spin pin people to wall, not heavy spin to disengage. For himself.
Or yeah.
Disengage for the team is okay, but I don't want to see Nakai using heavy spin to disengage for himself, and that's kind of sense that hey, maybe I'm not really comfortable with this hero. I want to see more King's Vanguard. I want to see Nandez on an assassin. Maybe that's something that can look out for in the
Yeah,
next series.
I think this is one of the points we as casters looking forward for KGV to adopt on their following games there, on how Nanda's be revolving around his hero pool there. But we're going to talk about RSG SG now,
Let's
Jays. Man, they are in a pretty good spot right now. I think
Definitely.
they're on a roll here. And
Yep.
Jay, we've mentioned Dr. J. His joining in the team of RSG just completes this roster pretty good.
Yeah, definitely, and I like what I'm seeing coming off RSG. RSG is definitely a lot stronger in this particular season, but the same could not be said over the side of Team Evo because I feel like we started to get a lot more Team Evo fans for the past season, right? And
Yes.
this season, you can see they're a little bit struggling this time around. I want to see a bit of the Evil's revenge. I want to see more Evil's magic, but
The Evil
RSG, man, they're just basically stomping down Evil right now.
This is just total opposite compared to the season, previous season, man. RSG was really struggling on the first half of the regular season in season 8, but now they're very dominating here and pretty good. But Team Evil, as you mentioned, right? So I believe Team Evil will be on the third match there later
Yes.
on, and the next match actually it's gonna be Team Flash and Kingdom Esports.
Yeah, and I think that's something I'm definitely looking out for
Mhm.
because if you want to measure your skill set, you need a good yardstick, right? You need to get a good ruler, and to get that good ruler, you have to fight against Team Flash. If you can make Team Flash struggle just a little bit, yeah, you good.
You're good.
You're good. You pat yourself on the back as well. But then again, you got King's Vanguard kind of win that game earlier, that match earlier just now. But now
Wow.
it's just inconsistency, right? But there you go. That's also going to be the MVP of this game. CS on this 1-1-4-0-2. No deaths at all.
Yeah, man, this I really expected CS is gonna be just a safe gold laner here, but once that teleport pops, bam, he's just there on that right spot. His aggressiveness on this 1-1 actually just gives a great advantage for the team to control the game. I mean, Luxenstein, yes, they provided Luxenstein or sacrificed this lane to Luxenstein to scale himself, but they know that they can still brawl. That they know that Luxenstein isn't enough for the team fight win there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, like what I mentioned, CS definitely proved himself invaluable over the side of RSG. You've seen the growth of CS. I've described it very harshly, and I love what I'm seeing. I don't care. This is how I measure success, right? I don't care whether you're
We
successful
started
now.
there.
I want to see how far you're grown, and CS, in my books, he definitely succeeded right there.